Amma, the Valley of Caves, the Sacred Valley.
These old stones.
Nasmabrani, it's a temple, or what's left of it, that once sat on the mighty river.
It is the Sacred Valley, is it not?
Tighten up. Eyes front. They'll be here any minute. You're a soldier now, Clem. These people hate us. The ones that have climbed this far have made a life of it. Do not engage.
Hello, and welcome to another Aldahni update. Update number 10. This is the Valley. This is probably going to be the shortest Aldahni update. I know I've said that before in this series, but I think this time it will actually be the case. There's really not too much to go over with the Valley, but I suppose I'll walk you through it. So we've got back there, we've got Tower 1, which is the most incomplete section for this update. I really need to find a way to I think I might make it taller, but I also really need to make it more stable. It is very, very fragile right now, and so that makes me nervous to touch it, basically. And I tried to get the triangular windows in the front. I think I'm gonna have to really work on that because I would be able to adjust them if it weren't so fragile. But with it being as fragile as it is, I really don't want to touch those, and so I'll probably have that fixed and changed within the next update. But then you can see down at the bottom of the base there, or below Tower 1, we've got that little base there. That in the show it is actually quite a small door to enter into the base, and so I wanted to capture that while also making sort of a section that it looks like the Empire dug into the rolling hills of the valley. And the rolling hills of the valley were actually quite therapeutic, I suppose, to do. Lots of 1x2 slopes, or curved slopes, and then 1x1 green cheese slopes. Lots of those came from Naboo from last year, and so I was happy to put those to good use. I was also able to make several trails. This main one coming down to the edge of the mock there. And then this sort of dirt wall here, I've thought about going through and putting in a different color there to sort of make it seem as though it is a just cut, but I'm not sure. And then the remains of the temple, I think that came together fairly well. I was able to put it on this angle as well, and so I think that looks pretty good. I did put a sort of bonfire inside of there, and then you can see I put in a goat with some sheep wool. I may try and get more of those, but I just thought that would be a fun little way of creating sort of the only unique animal that we see on Aldahni. And we really only see them briefly, but at the main camp they have sheep with like horns. And so I was able to kind of create that using a goat and the wool piece. But we'll see if I make any more of those, or if that's just a one-off little Easter egg. And then you can see a lot of the Donnie back there. And so that I think it looks really good, especially from above. And then you can also you can see that I've got those clear pillars in place. I have not put up the Rono freighter yet, just because that is something that I think I'm going to basically have to do when I do the eye. And speaking of which, I suppose that's really kind of the last thing to go over. I did get those tiles, and so I put those into the dam. They help with the look. It's not perfect, but I'm not entirely sure like how to make it perfect. But then so I did some sky prep. On the valley one, I experimented with adding in a few clouds. I think that might work well. I may go back and try and put a couple more clouds in the other sections. But you can see up at the top there, I've got a whole bunch of studs on their side. And then that is same for that middle section there, as well as it's hard to tell. You can see a panel actually that I've put up way back there. But so ideally, I'll have to put in more pillars and stuff for support, but ideally everything should be ready for me to go ahead and start making the eye. And so yeah, I'm kind of excited. We're relatively close to the end here of this mock series, and it's been a lot of fun. But I definitely can say that I am looking forward to having it all wrapped up. But yeah, I think that's all for this update. And so yeah, I know it was a short one, but hopefully you enjoyed nonetheless.
It'll all be over this time tomorrow.
Or would it just be starting?
Well, that
Bye-bye.